Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is lesson 409. The title of today's lesson is the difference between install, set up, put together, etc., because we could use a few other words like this. Now, the problem that a lot of students of ESL have is that they often use install with things that they shouldn't be using install with. So let's take a look at the note here. We use install for appliances or devices that need to be connected to other things that are already in place. Therefore, we install with things that are connected to pipes, plumbing, gas, or things that are put inside walls, or like maybe wires that are already inside walls, things like that. Let's continue. If something stands alone, it means it's not really connected to something else like this, a wall or something. We usually use words like set up or put together or assemble, etc. All right, so here's just some examples where students might commonly make a mistake. I installed a shoe rack. No, a shoe rack's not attached to anything. So a shoe rack you should never be using install with it. So again here, with the check, of course, this one would be correct. I put together a shoe rack. Like if you went to the store and it was in different pieces and you opened the box and you had to, literally put the pieces together, you could say you put together a shoe rack. Or I assembled a shoe rack. Assembled really means that there's different parts that you put together one at a time. So that's the way you would use that. All right, the next one again, always with the X, this is wrong. I installed a kitchen table. Yeah. Again, if the kitchen table is standalone, it's not attached to anything, then of course it should not be installed. It should be, again, I put together a kitchen table, maybe if it was a brand new one, and you had to put some of the pieces together yourself, then you say that. I set up a kitchen table. Yeah, you could say that as well. Now remember, don't get confused too with like a fold-up table. Fold-up table, you wouldn't say that you put together. You could actually still say set up, but we mostly would use open if it was a fold-up table. Here we're talking about ones that you actually put the pieces together. All right, here's a few more examples over here. I installed a tent. No, definitely not. You don't install any tents. You put up a tent. That's the way we usually say it. Well, we use the word pitch too. You can pitch tent, put up a tent, but not install a tent. I put up a tent. Yeah, I set up a tent. Yeah, basically, that's the way we would say it. All right, and here's just a little note here down at the bottom. We usually install things, like these are typical things. Dishwashers we install. Washing machines, or you might call them washers, we definitely, again, both of these things, they need to be connected to either plumbing or water or something like that. Air conditioners, well, especially air conditioner that you put in a wall, you definitely do. Or one that's attached to a wall where the water leaks into something else, that you do. I don't know, if it's a standalone, there are some like portable air conditioners. You wouldn't usually say install for that. Well, maybe you might actually, if it has a part where water has to go out and you have to connect it to something else, you'd probably still use install. A wall safe, anything that's actually inside a wall, we've got to cut into the wall or something that's got to be placed in there, connected to something. So you would say you install the wall safe. Water filter, again, if it's connected to the plumbing, not one of the portable ones that you just have to filter and you pour water through, but if it's connected to the to the sink or to the plumbing, you would say you install that. Alarm system, definitely, you got to connect it to all kinds of wires and things like that. So these ones we definitely use install. Anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it was informative. And be careful not to use install when you shouldn't. Anyway, thank you for your time. Bye-bye.